very exciting prospect. He was matched against the Liverpudlian Albert Parr, who's had 2 wins to his credit in 5 contests. We pick it up for round 2 of a Schedule 6 rounder. Murphy in the white boots is well ahead.
Into the second then, with Shaun Murphy easily winning the first round, but a good game stand by Albert Parr from Liverpool. Got over that knockdown well. A little bit off target at times with the right hand, Murphy, but he made up for it with the left hook. Typical anxious start at sort of semi-hometown gym, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what's happening here. He has a fair support with him. He's desperate to please. It's his first professional contest. He wants to impress everybody. He's just a wee bit too quick off the mark, but a good round for him, a good confidence builder too.
Surprising long-distance puncher, actually, Murphy. I always had him in my mind as a bit shorter in than this, but I suppose with a tall, fairly tall opponent. Well, he hasn't waited any time either in the opening minute of this second round. Murphy's got off again fast. As I said, amateurs are used to that fast stuff with a 3-round distance. Well, if we're judging by the reaction from the Shaun Murphy support today, I imagine he'll be quite a promoter's ticket seller as he goes along. He's just a little bit off target again, Jim, with the right hand, isn't it?
Yeah, he's having trouble keeping Parr in punching range. Parr stepping back every time Murphy comes in. It's difficult, but he's doing the right thing. He's keeping him on his back foot and letting the punches go. He's not thinking too much. He keeps working. It's a good enough performance. Obviously, he needs a bit of experience.
Minute to go. So a little firm from Mr. Nick White there. When I say stop boxing, step back, clean break. See, already, although Murphy's winning it, as they say in racing terms, going away, he realises that pro boxers are not that easy to turn over. In the last half minute, then.
He takes too many chances in the way in, Murphy. He's going to have to tighten up, find a way of getting into punching range without taking punches. He's taking a jab every time he comes in.
He's a good old game scouser, Albert Parr, from the Patois stable. And there's Patois, and I tell you, he was a brilliant junior before he turned professional. Gets himself quite a bit of a buzz. You can see he's advertising himself there, Bootley Kid himself. And Albert Parr's very reliable pro indeed, I must say. He's only 23, so he hasn't got that much in age over Murphy, just that 2 years. Oh, if he can only fight like his manager used to. Third round then for Shaun Murphy, who looked as though he'd got it all over with in the first, but Albert Parr from Liverpool's back, the taller one of the two there in the Cambridge and gold stripe. But a little tough, well, Irishman, but from Hertfordshire actually, officially. But of course, like many of the classic winners, Irish bred. As Jim Watt's been saying, he's just got to pace himself a little bit better with the right hand. A lot of understandable impetuosity in a fellow's first professional fight, but he's a very capable boxer. Well, as we say in boxing, mugs don't win gold medals. planted those well. That was a much cleaner timing by Murphy. Hasn't learned the inside work properly yet. Jimmy's just sort of cuffing around there a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's doing the same thing time after time. I think he's been very successful doing that at amateur level. But it's only his first contest. He'll take time to settle, to adapt and change his style.
Still, it's good to see it's not necessarily an even match, not a one-sided match for a fella's first professional fight. Parr's trying to stay on top of Murphy like that to nullify him, he's probably tumbled, he's not throwing that many punches at close quarters. And he jabbed well with the left hand there, Parr. So into the last half minute, as you can see there, and it's been a real good test now. So it looks as though he's going into new territory, Jim, after the 3 amateur rounds. He's going to come out for the 4th by the look of it, Murphy.
Yeah, well, he's going to find out first time up that professional boxing is totally different.
So they'll have to have some words of wisdom there in Murphy's corner, as I say, the experienced Ernie Fossey. And no distracting with the rounds, ladies, going around there. I notice he's keeping his eye on the business. So that's the replay then. And that was where Parr was trying to stay right on top of Murphy so that he couldn't quite get his punches in cleanly. You see, the old professional trick, even with only 5 fights, he's learned that.
Taking up, round 4.
4th round. And the professional start then for the sandy-haired Sean Murphy from St Albans, which is just about a left hook really from Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire. Is having quite a hard time against Albert Parr. He's way ahead actually, but he's not finding it easy. Settling down a bit now, Jim, Sean Murphy, I think.
Yeah, well, this is him into the 4th round where he hasn't been before. Maybe he feels he'll be safer settling down. I think overall his performance has been a little bit reckless. He's been taking unnecessary punches on the way in. I'd like to see him work his way in, think what he's doing, but these are things he'll have to learn as he goes along.
Well, over the years we've seen many a Scouser who's come to spoil it for the new starlet, and it looks as though Albert Parr's determined to do that. Covered well from the early knockdown like that, Parr. And he's trying to get the left hand going, using the reach a bit. Falling a bit short, some of those, not all of them. See, he jabbed through the left and pushes the opponent out of distance before he throws the right, Jim, really, isn't it? That seems to be what he's doing.
Yeah, well, he hasn't got himself together in this round. He can't seem to to keep par in punching range. And again, he's taking jabs on the way in.
Got a bit right hand happy. Obviously that's his pet punch, but he's overdone it a few times. Still, you can't overdo it if you win a gold medal in the Commonwealth. Half a minute. In the fourth then, scheduled for 6 rounds, this professional start for Shaun Murphy. Yeah, he's willing to risk it a bit, Murphy, as he comes in towards the end of the round, sort of take one to give a couple, but he'll get out of that if he can. Well, Patois there, the old boxer is obviously quite pleased with himself, really, that Albert Parr recovered from the early round knockdown. And had a pretty good round there in the fourth. And this is how I want you to do it, says Patois as he come out for the 5th. There he is, the old Liverpudlian, been in a few exciting fights in his time.
Round 5.
5th round. And Murphy always coming off that stool, really anxious to get on with it, as you would expect with such a local support here. No doubt that he's well in front, but judging from the last round, he's got to watch it, Jim, as they say.
Yeah, I don't want to be too critical of Murphy. It is his first pro contest, and we have to keep in mind the standard of opponent is not too bad. Parr knows what he's doing, he knows how to look after himself, and he has some sneaky punches of his own. So keeping all that in mind, Murphy's doing fine. He's winning the fight and keeping Parr under pressure most of the time.
I think it's this reach of Parr that appears to be giving Murphy a little bit of trouble. He doesn't quite step inside it enough.
See, Parr is a counter-puncher, and they're always awkward, especially when they have a longer reach than you have. They're stepping back all the time. You have to commit yourself. You're more liable to make mistakes. But Murphy's doing fine. He's always worked harder than Parr, always thrown a lot more leather.
Well, if you could hear some of the advice that's coming from the Murphy fans around here, they're really reading in the textbook on boxing on how to do it. I think he's got a bit too much in his mind for lessons at this stage. He's got a bit tired here, Albert Parr, by the look of it. A bit of a blooded nose now, Shaun Murphy, so blooded in every sense, I must say, for his professional start. So a little bit tangled up in the ropes there as referee Nick White wants to work. He's on about making the clean break again. Still got plenty of fire in there, Jim Murphy, isn't he? I'll say that for him. The distance hasn't bothered him.
Yeah, it's not bad. His first 6-rounder, and he's still going at the same pace in the 5th round as he was in the first. Not bad at all.
So he's got the crowd at it now, if not the opponent. But he really is a good game guy, Parr. Have a look at this replay, Jim. The right hand's coming in.
Yeah, he's been keeping Parr under pressure from the start. As you can see, this is what he's been doing all the way along. And I think that's the reason Parr's beginning to tire a little bit. Nice work on the ropes there.
So the final words of wisdom then from Shaun Murphy's corner, coming out for the last round, the 6th.
Setting up, 6th and last round.
Into the last round then for the sandy-haired Shaun Murphy's professional start, the Commonwealth gold medalist, and from St Albans. So he's got all the local support he needs. He's found Albert Parr of Liverpool a tough one to handle, though, I tell you that. He was down in the first round, got over it well. Murphy well in front, but he's had to work hard all the way. Remember, he hasn't boxed beyond the 3-round distance before. So full marks to Parr for hanging in there all the time and really making it worthwhile and using that reach very well, and just that obviously edge and experience in the pro ring. Jim Watler's been saying, obviously, that sometimes Murphy comes in and just risks his head a little bit, a little bit impetuous, as you would expect in a first professional fight. He's got to learn to slip a punch or two on the way in as he goes along. But I would think now, having enrolled Ernie Fossey and Jimmy Tibbs now to work with him in training, that he'll settle down in the pro ring. And they're always a welcome addition at the bantamweights. Really seem to be a bit short of talent in that division. Been impressed with Murphy's fitness, Jim. He's done well in his first fight from that point of view.
Yeah, well, some amateur kids who just turn pro, they start worrying about the distance, but he's just treated it as a 3-round bout, set the same pace all the way through. Yeah, he obviously trains very hard. I certainly think there's a future for him in the pro game.
Bloodied nose. He's had that now for a couple of rounds, Murphy. It's a good last round now for Murphy. Not that the decision has been in doubt, but he really wants to impress the family and friends that have turned up in the big top. Well, he's trying the right hand. He hasn't been all that accurate with it all through the contest, but every now and again he just picks off a good one that pulls Parr up in his tracks. And he really is getting tired in the last now as we get the countdown clock. And he's nodding to his own corner men there, Parr, as if to say, I'm going to hang on all right, but that's all he's going to be capable of doing now. He's really given it a good shot, and I admire him for that. So right on the bell there, Nick White is able to part them. And Murphy goes shake hands with the rival's corner, and there it is, the finality of the decision. And Shaun Murphy from St Albans wins his first professional fight, well, overwhelmingly on points, 6 rounds.